Hey guys, Pastor Sean coming to you from the garage here today with today's word of encouragement, today's daily devotion. Yesterday I preached out of 2 Corinthians. The Bible says that we live by faith. We walk by faith, not by sight. We believe that things are going to happen even before we see them happen. And the reference that I used to this was twofold. I talked about Johnny Nash's song from the 1970s, I Can See Clearly Now, the Rain Is Gone. So many times obstacles and illusions and temporary situations fog our vision to where we can't see what God has in store for us. And once that veil is taken away, we can see clearly what God has in store for us. The Bible says that the God of this world has blinded the eyes of them who do not believe the gospel. He has blinded their eyes, but once we shine the light into their lives, then they can see clearly. Now I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. The second illustration that I used was when Isaac, as a young man, climbs the mountain with Abraham. There's wood, there's fire, there's a knife, but there's no sacrifice. And he asks his father, he says, here's the wood and the fire, but where's the sacrifice? And Abraham looks at him and says, God will provide a sacrifice. And they climb the mountain together. They set up the altar together, and Abraham lays Isaac on the altar. And Isaac lays on the altar believing that God is still going to provide a sacrifice. The verse just before they climb the mountain, Abraham looks at his servants and says, we're going to the mountain to worship, and we, plural, we shall return. And so they take off Abraham believing that even if he sacrifices his son, God can still raise him from the dead. Isaac puts his full confidence in his father and in God and lays down on that altar, believing that even though he can't see the sacrifice other than himself, he can't see the sacrifice, he believes that God is going to provide a sacrifice for them. So God is always doing things by faith. And we have to learn to walk by faith and live by faith and not by sight. We can't look at our situation. We can't look at the current statistics. We can't look at what's going on right in front of us. We have to look through the spiritual eyes and trust God that He has everything under control. I love you. I'm praying for you. I'm glad to be back after camp. I will see you again tomorrow. God bless you as always, is my prayer.